You want to squeeze the bottom and put the pelvis back and then push up a little bit off your head. And it should drive the other muscles a little bit more. Does it feel like it does?
The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hi everyone, nice to be here tonight. Thanks for joining me on this webinar. We've got a good group tonight. So my name is Nick Schuster. I'm a physiotherapist and I'm speaking to you tonight from my physio clinic, half an hour north of Brisbane. So thanks for joining me on the Back Pain Relief for Mums webinar, which is called The Secret to Fixing Your Lower Back Pain. So yeah, I'm looking forward to speaking to you tonight. We're going to be spending about an hour on the call, so I hope you're comfortable and you're all ready to go. If you've got kids, they're all settled down or in bed or doing their own thing, and you get to spend some time for yourself. And I'm going to share some of my wisdom with you of my 13 years as a physio and having treated more than 8,000 people in my clinic. And I've got some gold to share with you today about how to fix your lower back pain. So yeah, really looking forward to sharing the time with you. We'll just wait another minute for any latecomers and then we'll get started, okay? So yeah, if you've never been on a webinar, basically the way it works is you've got some boxes on the right-hand side of your screen. You've got a chat box there. So as we go, if there's any questions that you have, please, as soon as you have them, just enter them in the chat box and then they come through to me. And then there'll be time where I can answer some of your questions through the presentation. So, yep, if that sounds good, I reckon we're just about on time. We're ready to get started. So, yeah, thanks everyone for joining me on The Secret to Fixing Your Lower Back Pain. So I'm just going to take you through this journey tonight. So, yeah, the main thing that I want for you guys tonight is to get rid of your back pain. So, yeah, let's actually do something to try and help you get rid of your back pain. So let me ask you a question. If I could show you how to get rid of your back pain forever, to live a pain-free life, to sleep well every night, you know, is this something you'd be interested in? So the next 60 minutes that I spend with you, this is what I'm going to show you how to do based on the experiences that I've had, okay? So I'm going to make you guys a promise tonight for those of you who are listening. So I'm going to show you the 3 key secrets for how to get rid of your back pain and just how to take back control over the problems that your back pain is causing you. Try and help you with the problems that you're having, losing sleep with a sore back at night, and also not being able to be as active as you want to be every day because your back's stopping you from doing everything that you want to be able to do. I'm also going to give you some information about how you can get more help to get rid of your back pain and keep it gone. So things that you can do to help yourself. So guys, if you stay until the end of this webinar, I've got a reward for you. And I want to give you access to all my stretch videos. So I've done lots and lots of videos to help people with different parts of their body, back pain, neck pain, shoulder, knee pain. And these videos are currently only available for my private clients in my clinic here, but I'm going to make them available to you. So you'll receive an email tomorrow with these videos and a link to these attached. So they'll be able to help you even more on your journey trying to get out of back pain. Okay, so for the next hour, just a little bit of housekeeping, guys. I'm asking if you can please turn off your mobile phones just so you can listen in and really absorb the information I'm giving you. This is a hard one because we're all addicted to Facebook, so if you can have Facebook off, that'd be really good, just again so it's not causing you interruptions. And yeah, if you're my ideal listener on here, you're a mother who suffers from low back pain, and if you're serious about getting better results, I'm hoping the next hour could change your life, okay? So, you know, many of the ladies who I treat in my clinic who have chronic back pain, just that first consultation I have with them, it's amazing how much information they take out of it and how much their lives change. And that's something that I want to be able to offer to you guys tonight online here as well, okay? Okay, so this is me. I'm a 34-year-old bloke. I grew up in the country town of Toowoomba, 2 hours west of Brisbane. and I've lived in North Brisbane with my wife for about 13 years. I've owned my physio clinic for about 13 years as well. And my wife and I are expecting our first child, which is really, really exciting. And I'm trying to do as much stuff as I can before I know my priorities will change and I'm going to be a dad, which is going to be really cool. So, why should you listen to me? Okay, so the thing that I love the most in terms of my physio practice is helping people with very severe injuries to get out of pain. So I'm an expert on chronic back pain in women. So the bulk of my clients are female, and most people are coming in with severe and ongoing lower back pain. So I've got a special interest in treating, as I said, chronic and severe pain. I've also trained other physios and other health professionals in my clinic in my special method, especially over the past 8 years since I've developed my method. I have a degree in physiotherapy from University of Queensland here in Brisbane, and I've owned my health clinic for about 13 years now. I wrote my first book in 2014 and it's called Why Am I in Pain? So it's a book about how to understand what's wrong in your body when you have pain. And I'm also a recognised public speaker on the topic of chronic pain, and I speak in the community here, but also provide education to doctors and specialist medical practitioners all throughout Australia. And probably one of the proudest things to me is I've personally helped more than 8,000 people with similar problems to yourself to get rid of their back pain and keep it gone. I think in our clinic we've probably helped 15,000 plus over the last 13 years. And I've got a big purpose, guys. So my personal purpose is to try and help 1 million people to get out of pain. And just as important as getting out of pain is actually keeping it gone. So this is why I'm here, and this is what I want to try and achieve in my life. But, yeah, who I am means nothing to you unless I can help you get rid of your back pain. All that stuff and the experience I have, that's irrelevant. The main thing is you here tonight and the pain that you have, and me being able to offer you something to try and help you get rid of that pain, okay? So I'm going to teach you my secret for getting rid of back pain. Okay, so I think my ideal client, which is mums with back pain, you know, you've got fairly similar problems that you share, and these are big problems because they affect your life in a significant way. So the first problem that you have is you've got pain that's not getting better. So, you know, it might come and it might go, but it just keeps on coming back, which is frustrating. So, you know, if your pain keeps on coming back, then yeah, it's one of those things that you're doing all the things you can do to get rid of it, but it's just not changing. As frustrating as that, you don't actually know what's causing it. So, you know, part of the problems you're having in terms of your pain is, you know, you might have seen doctors, you might have seen specialists, you might have seen physios, chiropractors or massage therapists, but no one can actually tell you what's wrong. They can't actually tell you what's causing the problem, which is, yeah, really frustrating. So you've tried everything and nothing's actually helping. So yeah, that's really, really, really difficult. So yeah, one of the things that I'm talking about tonight is how you can actually find some things to do that will actually help. So yeah, that'll be really, really important for you as well. You don't know what you actually have to do to try and get relief. So, you know, you've got these problems with your back and you're not 100% sure of what you should do. You know, you've tried some stretches or some exercises or putting a hot pack on your back or something like that. And these things are working for a little while, but they're just not giving permanent results. And yeah, you're too busy to keep looking for solutions and you want an answer now. So many people are just, you know, chasing that silver bullet, that thing that's going to help them and magically fix their problem. And you want to be able to do something to help yourself right now. So just take a minute, guys, and just we'll slow things down. So just imagine what your life would be like when you have relief from back pain and you can take back control over your life. So, you know what's causing it and you can actually do something to help yourself. And you never have to worry about losing sleep with a sore back night after night and not being able to do as much as you want to do through the day. So what will life be like to you when you know what's actually causing your pain and you can do something to help yourself and even, I won't say cure the problem, but take the pain away? So how about when you learn how your back pain isn't actually coming from your back? Is that something that could make a difference to you? I know it's definitely made a difference to the thousands of people that I've treated in my clinic here. Yeah, so I'm just going to give you a bit of a rundown on the process that I take the average mum that I'm treating in my clinic through, okay? So yeah, we use my signature system, which is my 3 steps to relief method. So first we diagnose the problem, then we treat the problem, and then we implement exercises that are specific to helping your problem. So most of the women that I'm treating with back pain find that if they follow these steps, they're getting a significant amount of relief after 2 weeks and full recovery at about 6 weeks. This is for like a mid-level back complaint. So I'm also going to introduce you to Nicole and Ruth, who are two of my regular clients who I've helped over the years, and tell you a little bit about their stories as well. So what I want with this webinar is to get you thinking about a few things and just try and open your mind a little bit about the fact that you can actually do a lot of things to help you back. So I'm just going to walk you through my system that we're using, that we use to try and get really good results, okay? The other thing that I want you to know is that you're actually not going to get any results if you listen to this training and you don't actually change anything. So, I want this to be a bit of a driver for you to be able to do something to help yourself with your back, okay? However, obviously, I'm happy to share with you, at no charge tonight, exactly what works for me, okay? One other thing, guys, is it's not for quick fix people. So, if it's one of those things you want to, take a magic pill, your back gets better straight away, or do one stretch and your back's better, that's not going to happen. So, most of us are only going to get change in our life if we put in a little bit of effort, okay? So what are we going to cover tonight? Okay, so the first secret that I'm going to share with you guys is the real cause of back pain in most women, and I'll give you a clue. It's not actually coming from your back. Crazy, hey? So the second secret I'm going to share with you is the one thing that you must do to get rid of your back pain forever that most health professionals won't tell you about. And the third thing I'm going to tell you is the simple exercise it takes. 2 minutes a day, and it relieves pain in 90% of women. Now you can do this whether you're standing, sitting, you can do it at any position. Okay, you can do it if you're traveling, you can do it if you're in a situation where your mobility is compromised, anyone can do this. Okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about is the real cause of back pain in most women. And when I say it's not your back, you're probably thinking, oh, what's he talking about? What's going on? Okay, so the secret to fixing your low back pain, the first secret, what is the real cause of back pain? If it's not coming from your back, where's it actually coming from? So if your back pain isn't actually coming from your back. Now, I'll just qualify this. The pain is in your back, but the problem is somewhere else. So most mums that I'm treating who suffer from low back pain, they think nothing can fix their back pain and they just have to learn to manage it. So a common pathway people will go through is, if you've had kids, and your kids are getting bigger, especially before they're walking around, you're picking them up a lot, put strain on your back, and you start to get some problems with your back at that time. And it's not there all the time, but it might come and go, but it never completely goes away. And then a lot of people, the next thing they'll do is like, oh, I'm sick of having this back pain, I've got to work out what's wrong, I probably need an x-ray. And they go to their doctor, the doctor might do an x-ray and it says, you've got a little bit of wear and tear in your back, nothing major. And after that, the doctor says, okay, well, you can take these painkillers, you can use a heat pack, you can do some stretches, but you're virtually going to have to live with it. You're going to have to manage it. So if that's an experience you've been through, it's pretty disheartening, and that's an experience that many of my clients here in my clinic have been through, and they go through on a daily basis. And I've found one thing that works really well for my clients here, and hopefully will work well for you at home as well, is you can fix your back pain if you start by understanding what's wrong with your back, what the actual problem is. So yes, you might have a problem with the discs in your lower back, you might have a problem with wear and tear in the vertebra, you may have a problem with nerves or even herniated discs or something like that. And that's the type of thing that, that causes back pain, but there are ways to help that, and that's what I'm going to take you through today. Okay, so your back is where the pain is. For those of you who have injuries to your discs or your nerves or muscle spasm, your lower back is where the pain is situated. And that's where it is in most people. It's in the middle of your low back. It can sort of travel down into your bum, or it can be on either side, it can be right in the centre. That's where it tends to sit. But if your back is the cause of the problem, so why doesn't stretching, exercising and back treatment actually do anything for you? Why does it only give you very temporary relief? Why does the relief not last after you do the stretch? Now, in my experience, if your lower back's actually the problem, if you stretch it and exercise it, it should fix it. It should get significant results, more than 50% improvement after a week. So why doesn't this help? Okay, so what I've learned over the years is that the problem in your back is actually somewhere else, okay? Now, where is it? It's actually in your pelvis. So this is an area that us in the medical profession, we're very confused about. We don't completely understand the pelvis. There's no scans or x-rays or things like that you can have that show you've got a problem with your pelvis, so it's very hard to diagnose. But I'm going to take you through some information about how your pelvis is related to your back and how you can actually do things to help pain coming from the pelvis, and the flow-on effect of that is being able to reduce your back pain, okay? Now, what is your sacroiliac joint? I wonder if you guys have ever heard of the sacroiliac joint before. So I'll explain a little bit about the pelvis and the sacroiliac joint. So your sacroiliac joint is this area that's sort of deep down in your bum, and a lot of you with your backs, you'll probably also feel this pain that's sort of down. If you're wearing a pair of pants and it's got pockets in the back, that's sort of around where the pain can sit. And that's the sacroiliac joint. So if you can imagine your spine is 24 vertebrae in a row, and it's the lowest vertebra is called L5, and it ends around where your underwear sits. And below that is your tailbone. And the sacroiliac joint is where your tailbone joins one side of your pelvis and the other side. So you've got two of these little things, and they're on the left and the right side. So you could have a problem with one or both. So your sacroiliac joint is where your spine meets your pelvis, and it is a real hidden area that back pain comes from, especially in women. Now, the reason it's more common in women is women naturally have looser ligaments than men. Ligaments are like little elastic bands that hold the bones together. Now, in the female body, like in the male body, we have a tiny amount of movement in our sacroiliac joint. In the female body, you have a lot more. When you have kids, your body produces this hormone called relaxin, and that makes that whole area heaps more relaxed. And when there's too much movement, there's strain and pain. And the muscles that hold this joint together, if they're not working properly, then there's even more strain on that area. And, there's no test you can get from the doctor that shows this. A good physio can do specific tests that can find this problem and can help you, but most physios, doctors, chiropractors, massage therapists, they got no idea the pain's coming from this area. So this is a big secret, okay, the sacroiliac joint. If you want to do any reading after tonight, read about the sacroiliac joint. Okay, so I'm going to move on from the sacroiliac joint and talk about secret 2. So secret 2 is the one thing that you must do to get rid of your back pain forever that most health professionals won't tell you about. And the reason they won't tell you about it is because most of them don't even know. Okay, so the reason I know is I've done extra study and research in this area, and I've applied these principles with thousands of clients, and I've seen the results that we get with them, okay? So, you might be wondering, after we've just spoken about the pelvis and the sacroiliac joint, what's the one thing you can do to get rid of your back pain? Okay, this is the secret. You've got to get the muscles around the pelvis working and strong. So when you've got a problem with your sacroiliac joint and you're in pain, the pain you have in your body tells your brain not to move, and so all the muscles around the pelvis and the sacroiliac joint, they switch off and they stop working. Now again, when you have pain in your back, you could go to the doctor, and there's no way that the doctor can tell that you have this problem. They can't send you for a scan. They could poke and prod around, but they're never really sure. Yeah, so most mothers who I treat who suffer from lower back pain, the pelvis is a pretty mystical area. They think it's really complex, it's hard to understand, and they're not really sure how the pelvis relates to the back. So I'll just give you a bit of an explanation here. So you know how I said before that the spine is like, it's a column, it's 24 vertebrae in a row. Think of that like a high-rise building. So you've got 24 levels, okay? Now the pelvis at the bottom is like the concrete foundations of the building where the car parks are. So that area needs to be really firm, it needs to be really solid. If the concrete is moving around, or if it's built on a really unstable ground, or there's water or sand under there, the building can fall over. And there's lots of load and strain on all of those different floors of the apartment complex, especially the bottom one. So this is why that when your pelvis is very unstable, all your pain's in your lower back, because imagine if that apartment complex was sitting on top of shifting base where the concrete's not real solid. So the lower back hurts right in the bottom because the pelvis underneath it isn't stable. And when you bend and when you pick up your kids, picking up heavy groceries, even just getting out of a chair, there's too much pressure on your lower back because the pelvis isn't holding real stable and real solid, okay? Now what happens is when we get these muscles around your pelvis working better, it can actually fix your lower back pain. So what we're doing is we're restoring the stability to the base. So we're getting all the muscles around the lower part of the pelvis working better, so that when you bend, when you turn in bed, when you get out of bed and do all the things that normally give you grief with your back, it holds your back really solid and there's less strain on the lowest part of the back. So yeah, what do I mean? So the pelvis is important because it is the stabiliser of the spine. If your pelvis is stable, your spine will sit on top of your pelvis, it'll move quite nicely, you'll be able to bend quite nicely, and there won't be as much strain on the vertebrae of the lower back. So the pelvis works by, but its job is basically transferring force from your lower back to your legs. So when you walk, your pelvis will stabilise and move so that you can move forward and all the muscles can contract in the way in which they're supposed to. When you're bending, the pelvis's job is to stay really stiff but allow some movement and allow the lower back to be supported. So the pelvis is this structure that's meant to be stable, but as a woman, as you have kids and as you have back pain, the pelvis gets less stable and then the back pain sets in. So yeah, there are lots of different muscles that hold the pelvis stable. So when you sit down, if you feel pressure around your sitting bones, there's these deep muscles called the deep hip rotators. Then you've got the glutes at the back and at the side of your pelvis. On the undersurface of your pelvis, you've got your pelvic floor muscles, and then you've got hip and pelvis muscles at the front as well, and muscles that come from your lower back down. So there's a lot of muscles that attach to the pelvis. It is a pretty complex structure, but as physios, our job is to understand how it moves and be able to help diagnose all the different problems around your pelvis. Yeah, I've already explained how the pelvis relates to the lower back. So basically, the stronger and more stable the pelvis, the less load and pressure there is on your lower back. So you need to stabilise your pelvis with muscles to get rid of your back pain and keep it gone. So this is something that I find with my clients here in the clinic. If we work on their stability muscles around their pelvis, suddenly their lower back pain seems to be easing, and we haven't even had to do anything to help their lower back. Okay. So the third secret I'm going to talk to you about tonight is the simple exercise that takes 2 minutes a day and it relieves back pain in 90% of women. So this is an exercise, as I said before, you can do it standing or you can do it sitting. You can do it in any position, okay? So, which muscles do you need to strengthen to fix the pelvis and get rid of your low back pain? As I said, we've got the deep hip rotators, we've got the glutes on the side, we've got muscles underneath, which is the pelvic floor, and we've got the hip flexors and we've got the lower back muscles. So probably 5 general groups. Now I find that the most important muscle, and most people have trouble with at the start, is actually the gluteus medius. So it's a specific one of the glutes. There's 3 different glutes. The gluteus medius is the one that If you put your hand on where your side pocket is, or no, not your side pocket, your back pocket, sorry, if you're wearing a pair of pants, that's around where the gluteus medius sits. So its job is to hold the hip close to the pelvis. And if it's not working properly, then the way you walk and the way you bend, there's not enough stability in the pelvis, and then there's excessive pressure on the lower back. So that muscle you need to strengthen. Yeah, I've got the glute muscles here, but specifically that's gluteus medius. So yeah, most mums who I treat who suffer from lower back pain, they think strengthening muscles is really hard. It takes lots of time and effort. You need to be able to go to the gym to do it. You need to lift heavy weights or do squats or box jumps or something really hardcore that puts a lot of pressure on your back. So this is actually not the case. Most of the results I get with people very early on in their rehabilitation from their lower back pain, very, very simple exercises, but they've got to do them often. So these muscles need to work for a good part of the day, and the best way to train them at the start is to get them to do small amounts of exercise and effort and very regularly. Okay? So to start with, you can actually strengthen your glute muscles with simple exercises, and they only take 2 minutes, and we do them twice a day. So, they're really, really simple to do. So what do I mean? I'm going to go into it now. So yeah, this is how I start with my 3 steps to relief method for women in my clinic who've strengthened their glutes and it fixes their back. So what we're going to do now, guys, is we're going to do a glute exercise together. So this will be fun. If you're sitting down and you want to stand up, you can. And if you want to stay sitting, that's fine. You can do the exercise in each of those positions, okay? So first what I want you to do is get yourself in the position where you're going to do the exercise. Whether it's sitting or standing, I don't mind. I'll just give you a sec. Okay, so next thing, if you're standing up, have your feet shoulder wide. If you're sitting, try and shuffle your bottom back in the chair and sit up fairly tall, and your feet on a flat surface if you can. Okay, so just put your hands on the side of your hips around where your pants pocket is at the back. So that's where your gluteus medius muscles are sitting. So I love describing this exercise because it's a little bit crazy, it's a little bit quirky, okay? So what you got to do with this exercise is you got to pretend that you have a $100 note between your bum cheeks and the wind's blowing. Crazy, hey? So what you got to do is put your hands on the side and imagine that $100 note between your bum cheeks, and what you're doing is you're squeezing and you're trying not to let the $100 note go away, okay? So imagine the $100 note, you're just squeezing your bum cheeks together, and then that will help, okay? And in that position, what you've got to do is now we've got to do the same movement, but we've got to count to 10, okay? So I'm going to get you to squeeze your bum cheeks together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then you can relax your bum. Now, when you do it this time, the way that people do it wrong is they tend to sort of tip their pelvis underneath. And at the gym, they call that butt winking. So that's not a good thing. So what we've got to do is squeeze, but don't move your hips, okay? So $100 note, clenching, and hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and relax. Okay? We're going to do it a couple more times. Okay, when you're ready, squeeze, keep your hips still, 50%, not too hard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and relax. That's good. Okay, we're just going to do one more time. Okay, squeeze. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, that's awesome. Great work. Okay, well done. So that's the simplest glute exercise that I can teach you. So that's the one I want you to start with, okay? So what that needs to go from there is that needs to be progressed onto harder glute exercises, because what will happen is you'll get some improvement doing that exercise, but because it's a very easy exercise, if those muscles are quite weak, we need to then get onto harder exercises to really get more improvement in those glutes and get them really strong. and that will help, okay? So I just want to take you through some of the mistakes people make with the glute exercises, okay? So they focus on the wrong glutes. So as I said, there's 3 glutes, but the one most people know is called glute max. It's the bigger one. Now, if the glute med isn't working, then the glute max is irrelevant. So people strengthen their glute max by doing things like squats and jumping exercises and lunges. And these are all good, but we need to do the easier glute exercises first and get them under control. And then the harder ones will follow after that. So a lot of people focus on the wrong glutes. We need to do gluteus medius, not gluteus maximus, okay? Okay, the other thing people do is they rush them. They don't do the 10-second hold. So when you're doing this at home, make sure you do the 10-second hold and you don't just rush it and then just stop. Otherwise, you won't get as much out of it, okay? The other thing is people don't get their form right. So with that exercise I just mentioned, if you go too hard and you tuck your pelvis under, the wrong muscles work. So that's why I told you to do it to 50% and not go too hard, because if you go too hard, it just won't help. And these things can make your pain worse, okay? So obviously we don't want to do anything to make your pain worse because it's already not good. Okay, so is this you? This is what I call the back pain removal blueprint, guys. So you have back pain, you know, that's fairly obvious. You wouldn't be on here if you didn't have a sore back. And it's not getting better. So it's the type of thing that, you know, if your back pain was simple and getting better, you wouldn't need my help. And yeah, you wouldn't be watching this webinar today. So then you go and try to do something to help yourself. So you go to the doctor, you go to the physio or the chiropractor or the massage therapist, you take a pill, you use a heat pack, you look up some stretches on YouTube, you do all of these things to see if you can help yourself, and it doesn't work. Yeah, so you're frustrated. You feel, oh, well, I've wasted my time. I don't know what to do next. That's the last one. So yeah, you get into a situation where you're just not sure what you should do next. And when you don't know what to do next, you'll either go round and round chasing your tail, try a new solution. You won't stick with the things you've tried already. So I'll just explain a little bit about my method, okay? So I call it the 3 steps to relief method. So my method's taken me about 13 years and it's taken me thousands of clients to refine, okay? So it focuses on your pelvis, as you guys can probably see from what we've spoken about so far, rather than your back. So we're focusing on the problem and not where the symptoms are. If we focus on the problem, the symptoms tend to go away. So it produces faster results. As I say, most people within 2 weeks, they're starting to get some improvement. And the goal is to reduce severe pain fast. So getting pain-free by 6 weeks and doing simple exercises which keep the pain gone. Yeah, my 3 steps to relief method. So step 1 is find your problem. Step 2 is fix your pain. And step 3 is keep it gone. It seems too simple. Now, most health practitioners, what you're going to get there is they go straight to step 2. They miss step 1. So in terms of finding the problem, they say, okay, well, let's get to helping you, but they haven't done tests and, you know, been specific enough to find out what's actually wrong in your body. They've tried to fix your pain before they know what's wrong. Now, if you try and fix the pain before you know what's wrong, you're just going to chase the pain round and round, and you're going to get some results that don't last. Sometimes you're going to flare up. You're just not going to get better. And the other thing that health practitioners do is they don't do number 3. So, you know, if you see a chiropractor, you're getting number 2. Massage therapist, you're getting number 2. A doctor tries to do number 1 and often they struggle. And they'll give you a painkiller to do number 2. So I can help you keep it gone because the exercises that I progress you onto are designed to stop the problem from coming back. So far we've covered the first secret, which is the real cause of back pain in most women. And it's not actually your back. The second secret that we've covered is the one thing you must do to get rid of your back pain forever, and most health professionals won't even tell you about it. And the third thing is the simple exercise that takes 2 minutes a day and it relieves back pain in 90% of women. Yeah, 90%. So it works really well for so many people. So guys, just take a second. Let me know what's been your biggest learning today. So write that in the chat box and that'll come through to me. Just want to get a bit of an idea of where you're at so far. And I'll just read out some of the ones that come in. Okay. So pain's in your back, but your pelvis is the problem. Yep. Thanks, Julie. That's good. That makes sense. Okay. So Kristen says you can actually stabilise your pelvis with muscles. So that's the type of thing that you can actually fix. Okay, that's cool. That's good. Okay. So, yep. Yeah, that's good. That makes sense. So strengthening your glutes is easy and you don't have to go to the gym to do it. Yep, that's absolutely right. So, there's heaps of stuff you can do at home to strengthen your glutes. If you do nothing else today, as I said, I want you to read about the sacroiliac joint and I want you to think about glute strengthening as well. Read about glute strengthening. Find out as much as you can about it because that's really going to help you, okay? Beautiful. Thanks, guys. Okay, I'm going to move on. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take it to the next level now. Thanks, guys. Oh, I've just got another question here. Okay. Would the sacroiliac joint cause pain upon standing after sitting for long periods of time? Yes, because what happens is when you sit, all your muscles turn off, and then when you stand up, there's no stability in the sacroiliac joint. So that's when you need to warm up those glutes, MC, and just get them going. Renee, 2-minute exercise each day can make a difference. Yes. It won't make a difference in 1 or 2 days, but a lot of people find that if they continue doing the exercises for a week, that's where they're really starting to make the gain. But the problem is a lot of people tend to give up after only a day or two. And then they don't get the results. So I want you guys to keep getting the results. So you've got to do these exercises for at least a week, okay? Cool. Thanks, guys. Okay, so next thing I want to do is I want to introduce you guys to 2 people. They're both private clients of mine and I've known them both for over 10 years. So they're very special to me. They're both women who are in their 40s. Yeah, lovely ladies who live in my area. So the first lady I'm going to talk to you about, her name is Nicole. So yeah, I've known Nicole for more than 10 years. So this is Nicole. Yeah, wonderful lady. She looks really happy there, which is good because it probably means she doesn't have a sore back at the time, which is great. So I'm going to tell you a bit about Nicole. So here's what Nicole has to say. So when I had my really bad back, I wanted to cry a lot. I was in pain all the time. I couldn't get out of the car. Ooh. It was a constant source of discomfort. It was really hard. As a mum, I wasn't giving 100% and I was failing at everything because it was agony. So Nicole's got 3 kids. Towards the kids, I love them, but being in constant pain, having to be careful with everything, I was very negative. When my back started improving, everything clicked into place. Sleep, happiness, positivity, I wanted to do more and more. It changed my life completely. I was happy and content. I loved my kids and loved my life. I signed up for more. The kids noticed the difference when I started to improve because I was more happy and more active. It was always positive. Let's do more. The biggest thing I learned was get help when it starts. Don't wait for the point where you're so low in your life you want to give up. You have to do it as soon as possible. It's worth it and it changes the direction of your life. So yeah, Nicole's really improved. Now she has 2 jobs. She runs a business training guide dogs and she also works as a bus driver because when she was having all her back problems, she was a fly in and out worker in West Australia, driving dump trucks all the time. So her muscles weren't working real well when she was doing that job. So I'm really proud of Nicole. She's done really well and she's followed my 3 steps to relief program. Okay, so next lady I'm going to tell you about, her name is Ruth. So Ruth's also a client of mine in the clinic. I've known Ruth for 10 years. Yeah, lovely lady. She lives here in Redcliffe. She's got 2 kids, not 2 twins, she's got twins. And yeah, she lives a great life now. So here's Ruth's story. So yeah, hi everyone, this is my story. I got up in the middle of the night when the fire alarms went off for no reason in my house. I didn't feel any pain, but when I got up in the morning, my leg was dragging a bit. So I took the day off and thought rest would be enough. The following night, I had some pain, so I took pain relief and went to bed. When I woke up at 4 a.m. in pain, I decided to go to the toilet, and when I reached the end of the bed, I couldn't use my legs. Scary. So an ambulance was called, and they said I had a crushed disc in my back, which was pushing on my nerve. After being told the hospital would organise physio for me, which literally didn't come for a month, I decided to call Nick at Scarborough Physio to start my rehab as fast as I could. Over the next 8 weeks, I improved, but also regressed and finally needed spinal surgery. With the help of Nick and a lot of determination, I got back to pretty much a normal life and can now do most things. It's amazing how determined you can be when simple pleasures like walking and leading a normal life are taken away from you, how strong you can be. So I remember Ruth's case very much when she came in and she had this trapped nerve and she was in terrible pain, and for the first 2 or 3 weeks it was getting better and then it just started to go really bad. But she didn't panic, so we got her in and she needed surgery. She had a massive disc pushing on a nerve and it wasn't getting better. And so after the surgery, we started her rehab, got all the muscles strong again around her pelvis, and she still does exercise for that area and she doesn't have any back pain. So I see Ruth about every 4 or 6 weeks and I treat her upper back because she has stiffness there, but her lower back is pretty fine. So yeah, she's doing a really good job. I'm very proud of her, and yeah, it's good to see how much Ruth's improved. So guys, what I'm going to talk to you about next is how you can actually get some more help with your problems, okay? So it's the type of thing that we've spoken about, a lot of information. And now what I'm going to speak to you about is the action part and how you can do something to help yourself, okay? So if you're listening, you obviously want to get rid of your back pain. That's pretty important to you, okay? My vision, as I said to you earlier, is to help 1 million people to get rid of their back pain and keep it gone. So that's a lot of people. I've helped personally 8,000 so far, so I've got 992,000 to go. So I've developed a program to help you get rid of your back pain, and it's virtually the same as what I do with my private clients who come and see me here in my clinic. So this program is based around my 3 steps to relief method that I just showed you before, which is find the problem, fix the pain and keep it gone. So I want to introduce you to the 6-week Back Painbuster Program, which is a video education program. So the 6-week Back Painbuster Program, it's all about helping you get rid of your back pain and taking back control over your back pain fast, stopping you from losing sleep night after night, and also stopping you from, not being able to be as active as you want to be. Obviously, it's a 6-week program that we go through. So how's the Painbuster program actually going to help you? So the first thing we do is we teach you what's wrong with your back. So what I've given you today is a bit of a taste. We go further in depth and we do it in a way that's easy to understand as well, because I've perfected the art of communication to help people understand what's wrong with their back over 13 years. It teaches you how to fix your back pain with exercises and advice. So as we alluded to earlier, yes, the pain's in your back, but if you stabilise everything around it, you take the pressure off your back. There's exercises that I can give you that will strengthen all the muscles in this area, and the good thing is it's done in the right way. So you've got to do the first step, then the second step. You can't jump ahead and try and do what we said before with your glute max and doing squats and things like that. It's too much on your body. So it teaches you how to get relief now. So again, most of the people that I'm treating in my clinic here, I'm putting through the same method. They've got really good results in only 2 weeks. And the other thing, it teaches you how to keep your back pain gone after the first 6 weeks. So as we go through the program, as we progress, I'm taking you through exercises that you can do ongoing that are going to stop the problem from coming back. So yeah, the first bit's diagnosing, then fixing the pain, then keeping it gone. So I believe you'll get results as quickly as my private clinic clients, and you don't even have to leave your home to do it. So that's the other real bonus, is you can do all of this from home. So let me just give you a bit of an idea of who the program works really well for. So the program will work really well for you if you've tried other ways to get rid of your back pain and nothing's worked. So again, a lot of people I attract in my clinic have been to a lot of people and they're just fed up, and they hear about me through a friend or watching one of my videos on the internet, and they're like, I've got to go and see this guy. So if you're one of these people where you've tried lots of other things and nothing's really worked for you, you're the type of person I want to be able to help, and you'll succeed with this program. Now, this program is also going to help you if you're very busy in your life. Now, if you're busy, it generally means you don't have time to sit in the doctor and the physio's waiting room. So a lot of the time, I won't see my very busy female clients because they can't fit in time for an appointment. I only work between 7:30 a.m. and 5 p.m. and a lot of these ladies, they see our after work physio. So I'm not seeing you. And one of the things is if you're very busy and you don't have time, you tend to only book an appointment when you have time. And that might be not necessarily when you need it most. When you need it most, you're too busy. And probably most importantly, this program will work for you if you actually are willing to devote 10 minutes a day to helping yourself. So, you know, most people I see who are willing to devote the time to helping themselves, they do it because they're just sick of the problem. They're over it, they want it gone, they're willing to do whatever it takes to get rid of the problem, and these people are the most motivated. So if you're really sick of having your back pain, and that sounds like you, then it sounds like you'd be a fit. Okay, so what I also want to do is tell you who this program isn't for, because it's not for everyone, guys, so it's not going to suit every single person. If we think it is, we're kidding ourselves, okay? So this program won't suit you if your pain is constant and severe. Now what that means is it is day and night. You never get any relief from it. You'd rate it 10 out of 10 or 11 out of 10 all the time. There are no positions that relieve it. If that's the case, the program will still give you some benefit, but it won't fix you. So if your pain's just the worst you can imagine, nothing relieves it, you know, it'll help, the program will help, but it won't fix you. I can't guarantee that it'll fix you. Yeah, that's what I just said there. Now, the program's also not for you if you've got all the free time in the world and you'd rather do your own research, which is things like looking for loads of stretching videos on YouTube, and they're there and they're good, but they really aren't specific to your problem and they don't have any sequence to them. So they're not going to step you through a process that's going to get you better and then keep you better. Again, there'll be the temporary relief and the problem will just come back. So here's what you're going to get. So the first thing you get as part of the program is you get a 6-week virtual consultation series. So what this involves is you're going to get my 3 steps to relief method, and it's going to help you achieve relief as soon as 2 weeks. Now what it actually looks like is you receive an email to your inbox twice a week, and it's got a link to my video consultation for that week, which gives you some instructions as to what you need to do this week. So every week there's one information consultation and there's one exercise consultation, because when we're doing these exercises, we add and change them every week, but we don't do it too quick at the start because we need to let your body adjust and get the most out of it, okay? So the videos build on each other as you progress. So one leads into the next, which leads into the next. From my experience, when certain muscles get strong enough, we can drop that exercise and we need to progress it up, okay? So in our clinic, we'd probably charge you about $1,500 to go through this process over 6 weeks. That's consultations with me, that's Pilates with my Pilates physio, that's massage therapy with our massage therapist. It's a process that, you know, it's pretty expensive as an in-rooms clinic client because my rates aren't cheap. My consultations are about $100 for a consultation, and people are very happy to pay that because they get results. And the other benefit is you can access this info all at home. You can re-watch the videos. So normally when I have a consultation with someone, I'll write down for them or video how to do the exercises. And sometimes if they forget that, we need to have another consultation and make sure you're doing it right. But you already get all that material. So you're going to get stuff that helps you make sure you're doing it right so you get the best results, okay? Alrighty, so the next thing you're going to get is called a daily exercise planner. So if you've ever been to the doctor or seen a physio before, They give you some exercises, and I hope they write them down for you, but sometimes they're confusing and you don't know exactly which ones you need to do. And that can contribute to you not getting the best results with them as well. So I'll just give you a little bit of info about the exercise planner, okay? So it's a 6-week calendar and it's in a PDF format. So what happens is you can download it and it basically says everything you need to do. So every single day it says how many of each exercise, says how often you should do it, and basically you don't have to remember anything. You just need to follow this plan for 6 weeks. So you watch the videos, you've got the diary, and the diary helps you know exactly what you need to do every day. Makes it nice and easy for you. And it keeps you accountable. So, you know, it's the type of thing that I encourage you to print it out. And, you know, some of the movies, how they're counting down to a certain date and the person puts a red cross through the date as it gets closer to Christmas or something like that for your kids. You can do this as well. Yeah, you don't have to remember anything, so it makes it nice and easy, because I know I've got so many things in my life I've got to remember, and that's a real problem. So here's what you're actually going to get, guys. So you get the twice weekly virtual consultation series for 6 weeks. You get the daily exercise planner. And I'm also going to give you membership to our closed Facebook group. And this is where you can ask your questions and I answer, because I only answer emails once a day, but I'm on Facebook all the time. So we've got a closed Facebook group for people who've done this program, and you can ask your questions in a nice private environment. And the only other people on there are people who have problems just like yourself. So the total value there is about $1,700. So, you know, it's a big package. So if you only got that, that's still pretty damn good in terms of what I'm offering you. But I'm also going to offer you a bonus. So you know how I said I wrote a book 2 years ago and it's about pain? So I want to offer you a copy of this book, okay? So it's called Why Am I in Pain? It's sold more than 1,000 copies so far. Yeah, it's a really popular book. It's doing really well on the Amazon charts. So it's $19 value, so I'm going to throw that in there as well. So you're going to get the virtual consultation series for 6 weeks, which is the big value, the exercise planner to go with that, and just to help yourself at the start, obviously the membership to the Facebook group. Yeah, sorry, the book helps you at the start so you understand what's wrong. So $1,719 is the value. So guys, you ever been to a seminar and left and done nothing at all? I know I have, and I feel guilty when I do. I think, well, that was a waste of time. I shouldn't have even bothered. But some of the other reasons is even things like life getting in the way. Like, I'm sure you're very busy in your life and there's a lot of other things you could be doing to try and help yourself. But I'm giving you the easy option, okay, minutes a day. So I want to help you break some of those old habits, okay? So things that you've done for years, and you know, habits are hard to form, but they're also hard to break. They reckon it takes 3 months to form a habit, so I can help keep you accountable. So I'm going to give you guys an action takers bonus. So what this looks like, I'm going to give you a 10-minute power call on Skype with me, and it's valued at $97, and that's to reward you for taking action today. So what that looks like is basically we're going to have a one-on-one call where we focus on your individual challenges and how to overcome them. Okay, so this is where I actually get to know you a little bit better, get to understand your problem, you get to ask me some questions, we get to brainstorm and try and get to the bottom of some of those things that have really been bugging you and frustrating you over the years with your back pain. And this is where we can make some really great breakthroughs. So this is the type of situation, very valuable call, and you're going to get the same service that I give my private clients. So details around this are in our welcome pack video, and the way this works generally is I don't want you to cash it in at the start. We do the program for a couple of weeks and then we catch up and then we talk about what's working and what's not. So altogether you've got the virtual consultations, you've got the exercise planner, membership to the Facebook group, the power call, and the ebook. So it's about $1,816 worth of value altogether. So let's just slow things down for a minute, guys, and close your eyes and listen in. And I want you to say goodbye. So have a bit of a think. So in your lives, how amazing would it be if you had no pain? So you woke up in the morning, you got out of bed, you sprung out of bed, you didn't groan and moan, feel 100 years old, and you thought, what am I going to do today? You were unrestricted. You could think about all the different things you were going to do. Nothing was going to hold you back. And you just felt in control. So you felt, okay, I'm not bothered by this back anymore. I can do everything I want to do. You know, the future looks good. The present looks really good. You don't have stuff to worry about. Now, the people I see in my clinic, this is an incredible feeling. You know, imagine you get a full night's sleep. You don't have to avoid doing anything. Yeah, this is really what excites me in life, is helping people get to this situation and being the best person they can be. It's really exciting and I love it. So I'll talk to you about the program again, and I have so much confidence in this program, and I'm showing you a way to get rid of your back pain. But this is the hard truth, guys, is we've never met each other. And it's only natural not to trust me. Like, I've given you a whole load of good info today, but we've never met. So, you know, how much trust can we have in each other? So I want to help to bridge that trust gap, okay? And do something to make things really easy for you. So this Painbuster program comes with my double barrel money back guarantee. So buy the program, use it for 4 weeks. And if you don't like it, if you've done everything that you need to do in the program, you've done all the things, and after 4 weeks it's not starting to help you, it's not helping you get rid of your back pain, and you're not noticing some results already, I'm going to refund your money in full. Okay, so it comes with a full, no risk money back guarantee. After 4 weeks, if you've done all the stuff that you need to do, yeah, contact me and I'll refund your money. So guys, this is the ultimate question. So how much for this program? I'm sure you've been wondering that for the last little while. So I normally sell the 6-week Painbuster program for $497. So that's my normal price that I sell it for. But I've actually got something special for you guys today, just because I'm really excited about having you on this webinar. I've got what I'm calling a Super Action Takers bonus. So today, only today, you're going to get this program for $197. So I've discounted the hell out of it. So I've taken $300 off the program. So this is the price of 2 consultations with me in my clinic, or 2 massages, 2 chiropractic appointments, maybe 3 chiropractic appointments if the chiropractor doesn't charge much. You're going to get massive value, $197. But I'm only offering this to the first 5 people. So only 5 people are ever going to get the program for this price, okay? And why I've done that is because to get the program at this price, I'm going to need to know what's helping in the program, what's not helping. I'm going to need feedback from you. So I want you guys to be able to tell me what's working for you, what doesn't work. And at the end of the program, you know, I'd love a testimonial from you, telling me what you've experienced as you've gone through the program, how you felt about it, the highs and the lows, and hopefully how it's going to change your life. So, you know, I'm willing to offer the program to you at this really low price. But what I'm asking for is I want you to show me how much it helps you, and for me to be involved in that part of your journey as well. That'd be really great. So guys, you can get started now with the 6-week program for that special price, $197, and this is how you get it. So what I'm going to do is, in the chat box, I'm going to open that up and I'm going to write down this link. And what you will do is, if the program is for you, all I want you to do is to go onto the website and follow the prompts, and it will take you through how to purchase the product, and we'll go from there. Just got to make sure I get it right. Cool, so I've just put that in the chat box there. That's http://www.backpainreliefformothers, all one word, .com/sign-up/. So that's how you get your hands on the product. So if you want to click on that now, if you feel the program's for you, then please go through, have a bit of a look. Follow the prompts, and this is the type of thing that, you know, from everything we've spoken about, if this is something you're going to go ahead with, the time is now. I've given you all the information you need to try and make a decision. And as I said, there's a full money back guarantee, and I've even discounted the product. So for you guys as super action takers, it's the type of thing that, it's really easy for you to make a commitment today just because we've taken all the risk out of it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to helping you, and yeah, I've been very, I feel privileged to be able to deliver all this information to you tonight. Something I really love doing in my life is helping people, and as I said, trying to help 1 million people get out of pain. So yeah, it's something I'm really excited by. So if you've got any questions, just fire them over as well, and I'll answer some more questions. Okay, so you've got that sign up page there. So click on the link. So you've got two choices tonight, guys. You can either fix your back pain, or you can do nothing and keep on living with it. But, from the questions that some of you have been asking me, it seems like you really want to fix your back pain and do what you can to get out of pain, which is really great. So I'm very happy to help you, and I'm excited to try and help you make some progress. So yeah, let's do this together and we'll get stuck into it. So get started with the program now. It's only $197, save $300. And sign up page in the chat box down there. Okay guys, so my reward for you at the end of the webinar, for those of you who stuck around, which is a fair few of you, so tomorrow I'm going to email you guys the link to my free page of stretch videos, okay? So we're done guys, so I'm going to take some questions from the floor and I'm going to answer some questions as we go, okay? So start writing in your questions and I will answer a few of them for you. Okay. Okay, Joe asks, can you do the exercises anywhere? So Joe, yes you can. They're the type of things that I've tailored for people to be able to do them standing, sitting, lying down. There's going to be options for each. You can do them in your own home. If it's work, you can do them in your office. At home, you can do them either in your bedroom or you can do them in the lounge room. You've got some different options, okay? Next question. Okay, Kate. Do you need any exercise equipment? No. We do everything with just body movements, simple movements of the body, and this is the type of stuff that's really easy. MC, what about upper back pain? What happens is upper and lower back pain often will come together, so as we go through the program we incorporate some of the information to do with upper back pain. I think it's in week 3, just from memory. So again, just remember what I said before, that the pain and the problem aren't in the same area. If you've got pain in the upper back, often we'll stabilise the lower back and then the muscles of the upper back will ease. So I would say your upper back pain is hopefully going to be taken care of as we go through the program in about week 3. Okay. Sheena, how do I know if it'll work for me? Okay, so you're generally going to know within 2 weeks. Most people would start to get some benefit within 2 weeks. So it's not fully better, but it's getting significantly better after 2 weeks. Generally 6 weeks for a significant amount of recovery. Okay. So I'm just going to stick around for a couple more minutes now if anyone's got any questions as we go. Again, if you've got the link there, feel free to just click on that and that'll take you through to the page where you're supposed to be. I think I'll just bring it up on my screen now just so you can see it. So that's where we go from here. Okay. How long does it take you? How long are the videos? Okay, Jolene, videos range from say 5 to 10 minutes, twice a week. You learn everything you need to pretty quickly. With the stretches, they go for a little bit longer so you can follow them, and then you implement them and you can come back and watch them, and that's what you got the planner for, just to be able to use the planner and have that in conjunction with the exercises that you're doing. Cool. Barbara, are the exercises the same every week? Okay, so what happens is we start with the exercises for the glutes and we do them for the first couple of weeks and we progress them. Week 2 we add core exercises. Week 3 we add upper back exercises, and from there it's hamstring, calf and higher level pelvis strength. So that's what we do there. Okay. MC, that's a good question. What causes burning sensations as opposed to pain in the back, or is that a form of pain? So if you've been in pain for a long time, burning, yeah, I suppose burning is a form of pain. A lot of people with burning say that it's nerves. So, pain can be tingling, burning, it can be sharp, it can be aching or dull. There's just different types of fibres in the nerves that cause different types of pain, and it can depend on how long you've had it for. Is it a form of pain? Yes. The program and exercises help with things like aching, sharp pain, stabbing, burning, and all those different sensations. And as you get better, what you find is the pains either get less often or they get less severe. So they don't get a little bit better every day. You have shorter periods where you're in pain. Okay? Awesome. Okay, so a lot of those questions have been answered. Yeah, anything else I can help you with, guys, or you feel like you're on track with everything? Alrighty, I'll just give one more minute and then we'll finish up. So yeah, it's been a real pleasure talking to you today. I hope you got something out of the webinar. If you want to connect with me, do you recommend any kind of supplements in conjunction to the program? I do recommend MC having a blood test, because the supplements that you take really should be relevant to what you're deficient in. So a lot of people say, oh, do I need a multivitamin? And I say, well, are you deficient in anything? So you can go to your doctor and you can ask for what's called a full blood count. It looks at things like your hormones, your iron levels, your vitamin B, your vitamin D. Vitamin D is an important one because a lot of people in Australia are low in vitamin D these days. So you need to ask for that on your blood test. So do I recommend supplements? I recommend having a blood test and then finding out if you're low in anything. A lot of people with chronic pain are depleted in vitamin B. Okay, Renee, do you need exercise plus massage plus Pilates to get through results? Depends what the problem is. The more severe the problem, exercise, massage and Pilates is a good combination. The milder the problem, sometimes you can get away with just exercise, sometimes you can get away with just Pilates. The best results you get through a combination of hands-on treatment plus exercise. So that's where a lot of people fall down is, they might do Pilates, but they're not getting anything to help with their muscles. Or they might have massage, but the muscles get massaged, they loosen up, but they're not getting stronger. So the problem just bounces back. So I think what happens is if you do a combination of hands-on treatment and exercises, you get the best results. If you do only hands-on treatment, you get good relief, but it doesn't last. If you do only exercises, you get slower results because the muscles aren't loosened up and they aren't working as well as they could. So to answer your question, you get the best results doing what you're doing, but to get true results, hands-on and exercise therapy should get it for you. Okay? Cool. Yeah. Just going to wait another minute just because of those extra questions that came through. Yeah, my pleasure, guys. It's been really good. So thanks very much. Do you feel like you've got something out of the workshop today? I hope it sort of helps you take the next step in your life and just to know that, yes, your back pain can be fixed. So don't focus so much on what's actually wrong, like the herniated discs or the wear and tear in your lower back or arthritis or whatever they tell you is wrong. Focus on what you can do to help it. As I say, a combination of, I think blood tests are important if you've had pain for a long time, manual and exercise therapy. And yeah, I'd really like, if you're not already a member of our Back Pain Relief for Mothers group on Facebook, come and join us on Facebook. It's a really good site, and that's where I put a lot of my stretch videos up as well. So that's www.facebook.com/groups/back pain relief for mothers. So I'll add that into the chat box too. Okay. Yeah, thanks for your appreciation, guys. It's been really great speaking to you tonight. So we're going to end the webinar now and finish up. If the program is for you, then I'll see you on the other side, and I look forward to working with you. If the program is not for you, that's fine. Yeah, I hope you've got something out of the information I've provided for you tonight. And thanks for your time. Okay? Wonderful. Thanks very much, guys.